I'd like to see an India where you won't get lynched for the food you eat, marginalized for the faith you hold dear, criminalized for the person you love, or imprisoned for making use of fundamental rights guaranteed by your own constitution, but rather an India that celebrates and welcomes diversity and pluralism, that actually accepts difference and feels it's a strength and not something that divides us. And I hope an India where we can focus much more on the needs of a shared future than being divided by a bitter version of the past. That, unfortunately, is not the India that this particular government has chosen to promote in the last 6 years. I don't think it's too late to change. If Swapan says we should put our heads together and agree, I hope this is a point we can agree on. We need a future for our people. And I do want to add one more point, since we did talk about COVID mismanagement. Let's, in a more positive light, say that the COVID crisis has made it clear that we cannot fight a pandemic nationally without taking the local along. Instructions from a distant Delhi could not prevent the virus from spreading. So, and the migrant crisis also showed us that Indians are tied emotionally to the places they're from, much more than to the places they live in for the exigencies of their work. So why don't we try and create a much more empowered and decentralized India, not the kind of top-down, heavy-handed political direction that we've been seeing out of our present government, and instead create opportunities to empower ordinary Indians in the villages, in their local areas, in the states, give them the right to be themselves, leave them alone so they can eat what they want and love who they want without being locked up and punished. And at the same time, once you've defended that, then let us celebrate all the unity of India, not uniformity, unity. And let's pursue consensus, not conformity. Let's not try and impose one view of India on this large and diverse country, because that will be a recipe for disaster. If we accept difference, we accept each other as we are and as we want to be, I think we can still make a success story out of our India in the future.
Well, I'm very reassured that Shashi...
Dr. Dasgupta, a final word therefore for you. Your hope for the future of India of 2021. I know your home state of Bengal and indeed Shashi's home state of Kerala also going to the polls, but your dream for 2021.
Well, in a sense, my vision for India in the coming year is actually tempered and colored to a large extent by what's happening in Bengal. I really wish for a position, a state of affairs where people can go and vote peacefully without having someone looking over their shoulders. I hope for a situation where it is possible for political activity to be conducted without the mess of police raj. I really wish for a situation where extended forms of governance are replaced by something predictable. I wish for a situation where people in Bengal, and I endorse what Shashi has said, can be a little vocal about local by having opportunities at their doorstep, which don't necessarily mean that they have to end up as migrant labor, have a one-way ticket economy, nor do I want a money audit economy. I believe that all regions in India have the potential of flourishing. I believe that all Indians have a right to actually get their livelihood and have a government which can actually promote their local concerns in a meaningful way. I also wish for an India where there is a sense of history, there is a sense of belonging, which translates into every single region, where no region is actually discriminated against, where you have a view of India which is more embracing, which takes into account all the local differences, but at the same time keeps in mind the fundamental unity of what I call Bharat Mata, which I celebrate as Bharat Mata, which you might actually think of as in some other way. I believe that we are doing reasonably well in some respects. There are some minefields, there are some hurdles and obstacles in the path, which is inevitable in any democracy, which is inevitable in any challenge. But today, I think, after the pandemic, despite the dip in certain of our economic indicators, I think overall we can go ahead and say that today we are a little more proud to be Indian in a larger world community. That was the case earlier.